Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Holowitz, and I had a client of mine call me and ask me a question about how to edit some contacts with a similar company name that had changed. And I told my contact or my client that this was really a two-step process. And the reason it's a two-step process is because of the simple fact that one of the things you need to know about is you need to know how to sort of look at the concept of something that ACT calls companies. And companies are listed down here on the left-hand side. And when they list it as companies, I really don't like the way they've called it that. I wish they'd call it something like company summary, because what it really does is it groups similar contacts together based on the company name. So let me show you how that works. If I go up and click on lookup and I go all contacts, you're going to see that I have all these contacts in this sample database. And as I go way up to the top, you're going to see there's one company called the ABC Company, comma, Inc. that has multiple people that work there. And one of those people is Benjamin Franklin. So let's say one day you're working in the office and you get a phone call and it's Benjamin Franklin. He's talking to you and he wants to talk about placing an order. So you say, you know what? Let me look up Mr. Franklin. I'm going to go last name. I'm going to start typing in Fran, hit enter. And here's Benjamin Franklin right there. We see he's part of the ABC company. But what we don't recognize is that maybe there are multiple people that work at the ABC company, because when we looked him up by his first name, he appears to be the only one there. So ACT has this tool that you can set in the preferences called companies. And basically what it does is it takes all the people in a similar company name, or an exact company name, I should say, and groups them together. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to go up and click on Tools. I am going to go down to Preferences. Then under Preferences, I'm going to scroll way over to the right where it says Admin. And I want to draw your attention down here to where it says Company Preferences. I'm going to click on that. And I can tell ACT, listen, if we have a company in here, like the ABC company, that example I showed you, what I want to do is I want to link them together. And I can choose the minimum number of people in a company. So it could be 10, it could be 3, it could be 20. It's whatever you want. So in this particular case, I have it set for 3. So I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to click Apply and then OK. What you're going to see is that these companies are now linked together. And I know they're linked together because the ABC company is a blue hyperlink. That blue hyperlink will tell me something. Let me do this again. Let me do it a second time. I'm going to go up and go look up. I'm going to go last name, and I'm going to go Franklin. Let's replay that scenario that Ben Franklin gave us a call. This time when I look him up, I want you to observe that under the company name, the ABC Company Inc., instead of just being simple text, is actually a hyperlink. In this case, it's sort of a dark blue, but typically it can be a brighter blue than this. But what that tells me right off the bat is, hey, wait a minute, there's more than one person here at the ABC Company. Ben Franklin just happens to be one of them. So if I wanted to see a summary of everything that's gone on at the ABC Company, what I can do is I can click on this and it's going to take me into the companies area in ACT. And what it did is it takes all the people from the ABC company and links them together. Now the advantage of that is this. Remember I said what I'd really like to call this is not companies, but company summary. I've always thought that would be a better name for it. Well, on that note, now when I look at history or notes or activities or any sales opportunities, I can see everything for the entire company, anything that's going on, by reviewing this in the companies area. So a couple things here. One, it's important that you understand how companies can work. Two, once you have companies, if you add another person from the ABC company, comma, Inc., period, they'll automatically be linked into this. Where companies gets tricky, and this is where most companies have a problem, is this. I put it in as ABC Company, comma, Inc., period. But if you put it in just as ABC Company, well, that's a different firm. They're not going to be linked together. The names have to be exact. And if they're not exact, they won't be linked. So Bill, my client, called me because he wants to know how to modify some of the company names. And one of the issues we have is that he ran into that scenario where things are not really connected properly because company names were put in there slightly different, even though everyone knows it's the same company. So in my next tutorial, I'm going to show you a little bit about how to work with that and show you how to change some names. And I think this first tutorial is good because you got to understand a little bit about just how this works and have an understanding of companies. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Holowitz. Thank you very much.